Narcissistic abuse and the collapse into the unconscious. What ASR 3 really is, the anticipatory shadow reflex, is what happens when prediction loses contact with real feedback. In other words, the system can still think and imagine, but it can no longer verify. That's what collapse is. Consciousness retreating into its own internal field for safety. In most psychological models, that state is called dissociation, the mind escaping unbearable awareness. In MPIT, we refine that. It's not escape from the unconscious, but collapse into it. The psyche folds back on itself. How it feels. When a survivor enters ASR3, everyday reality starts to feel unreal. Time distorts, dreams, flashbacks, intrusive imagery, and looping internal voices fill the gap. You're not losing touch. You're stuck inside the touch of your own inner world. The nervous system has chosen the only environment it can still control, the imagination. It's a reflex, not a choice. It's the body protecting coherence by retreating into its symbolic basement. Consciousness during collapse. In ASR3, the boundary between conscious and unconscious breaks down. You start hearing and feeling the material that was once hidden: shame, longing, rage, unmet need. This is why collapse feels psychotic, but isn't psychosis. You're perceiving too much internal reality at once. You're inside the full archive of the self. That's also why the voices and fragments feel alive. They're aspects of the true self, false self, and introjected self speaking through the gate at the same time. No filter, no hierarchy, just raw symbolic material. The meaning of collapse. For survivors, collapse into ASR3 is the nervous system's version of an archaeological dig. Everything that was repressed under the false self returns to consciousness, but in unprocessed form. It's chaotic, emotional, and also terrifying. Yet, it's the only path back to integration. The psyche has to pass through the unconscious, not avoid it, to reconnect to the body and to reality. Integration as upward movement. When safety and accurate reflection are restored, therapy, stable relationships, consistency, the organizing gate can begin sending signals upward again. Feelings get named, symbolic content gets translated into language. Reality testing returns. ASR3 activity subsides, and ASR2 prediction becomes healthy anticipation instead of hypervigilance. Eventually, ASR1 stabilizes. The body knows it will survive contact with the truth. The simple translation: ASR1, the body's survival reflex; ASR2, the mind's predictive management of reality; ASR3, the unconscious field where all repressed experience resides. During narcissistic abuse, the survivor's gate collapses downward. They stop functioning through ASR2, healthy prediction, and reality testing, and fall into ASR3, symbolic flood, dream logic, and inner chaos. That is collapse, not madness, not weakness, but the full system reverting to its deepest layer of intelligence. ASR3 isn't disassociation from the unconscious, it's immersion in it. The moment the buried self takes the microphone and starts to speak. Peace out. Loads of love.